I'm here with Emmanuel Rivera, the founder of the Come Up Foundation. What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
First off, before we get going on this, tell everybody, when did you start the Come Up Foundation?
Man, the Come Up started officially the first quarter of 2022. So, but this was an idea that happened 10 years ago. I used to teach dance at schools, and then we tried to do the boxing thing at the time, but it wasn't the same thing. Martial arts and boxing isn't the same thing as it is now, obviously 10-15 years ago. So it didn't work out then. Everything's timing, and we tried it again 3 years ago, man, and it's exploded since then. So
yes, sir. Well, it's kind of funny that that's right around the time that it started, because that's literally the time when I first heard about it. And I had no idea when it had started. For those of you who don't know, we both have kind of been in the Oklahoma fight scene, but we didn't really know each other, right? We knew a lot of the same people, probably been at the same events, but your time kind of came before I'd really started opening up gyms, and my time had came. So I had no idea that you had just started this organization. We had recently, right around the same time, just decided to start Husky Fat.
yeah.
There's an origin story to that there's plenty you can check out online. And that's not what we're here to talk about here, but we had started that, and I was looking for nonprofits to sponsor, and I came across you guys, or somebody had mentioned to me that Emmanuel Rivera has a nonprofit, and I looked it up and started just kind of following your post a little bit. I was like, man, dude, this is awesome. It blew me away how your idea of integrating and basically doing what I have preached for years, what martial arts does for people, what it does for kids. In general, combat sports, it's not for the white collar. It's for the blue collar guys. It's for it's generally speaking, if you look at your champions, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. Had went on how he did not want his boy. He said he fought 100 fights in his career, so his boys did not have to fight, right? Yeah. And you could follow his boy's fight career to see that there's a big difference between them and their dad, and I think a lot can be attested to the hunger, the need to fight, right? He had to fight to provide for his family.
Yeah.
And he provided enough for his family to where his boys didn't have to unless they wanted to. So in general, man, you sold me from day one on your organization, and it's been a blessing to work with you, not just on Come Up events, but on Husky Fat events, and this Come Up event is going to be something completely different than what we have done in the past. And we're excited for it.
And first of all, I got to say that first, thank you for all that. And Husky Fat had started right around the same time, and I've heard of them. Obviously, a lot of the people I know were fighting for you. And one thing that sometimes promoters get bad raps around, any state, anywhere, right? And I just wanted to say I always heard great things about you, so I was not hesitant at all to partner up with you. You guys were actually our first fundraising event, essentially. We never had a big event going on, and you guys asked us to be a part of it, and that just kind of really reiterated the fact that we're on the right path here. Everyone's coming together, we're all helping each other, and an idea has put into action, and now it's just grown into what it is now, just after 3 years. And same thing with Husky Fat Promotions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the funny thing, as we're talking here, I actually do remember, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm 99.9% sure I saw you at the very first Husky Fat event. I'm pretty sure I saw you in the crowd. I recognized you, and I don't know if I introduced myself or I talked to you then, but you were on my list to talk to about the next event, about seeing if you wanted us to sponsor your nonprofit.
Yeah.
So seeing you at the event just kind of reminded me, I need to get with this guy, because I love what he's doing. I love his idea, and I want to be involved in it. So I think that honestly, that's what solidified it. I think I remember you just sitting in the crowd, sitting in the VIP section. Probably had some friends there, probably there watching guys you knew you've either trained with or currently trained with, and it just kind of grew up from there, man. And like you said, we both kind of grown together. And
absolutely.
I'm hoping this event will put you guys have already jumped levels in a short amount of time, very similar to Husky Fat.
Yep.
And I'm hoping that this event is just going to take your level all the way to the top. It's just going to keep going.
And the plan is literally just to get into more locations, right? To outreach, to to get kids to know that, let kids know that we're here. You know, a lot of people still don't know that we exist.
Yeah.
You know, we did a festival the other day, and it's just amazing, you know, how parents react. Are like, what? This exists? We're in schools, and there's after school programs, and the way they light up that there's an opportunity that's completely free to the kids. Because listen, I always say it is expensive to train mixed martial arts. It is 100% worth it, but not everybody can afford it, right? So this is just a way for these kids that have an opportunity to come train, get the same high level training, right, but for free. But we focus a lot on the mentorship, the leadership, the anti-bullying, the life skills that you learn, and that's what we're really focused on. You know, anyone that's going to compete under the come-up's got to have the academics, got to have the character, it's got to have all that, you know, next to the hard work and everything else.
So it's not just about, I'm going to teach this kid to go beat people up then.
Absolutely. It's about de-escalation. It's about walking away in those situations. It's about making the right choices. It's about learning the repercussions of actually having to get in a fight. Yeah. Right? I mean, if you're trained, you're kind of wasting your time trying to fight somebody that is not trained. What are you trying to prove? Right? Let's get that energy out in the gym. Right? That way, when you're outside, you're calm, cool, collected, and you're able to walk away with confidence that, listen, this is a waste of my time. I'm too skillful to be able to do this. And also, when you're training, and you know this, when you're training, you also realize how dangerous it is. When you get hit, when you hit people, right? So it just teaches so many life skills, the struggle of it. You get humbled, you know, in training, and I think everybody needs a little humbling, you know, once in a while. So
I definitely do. I get, you know how people get hangry when they get hungry, right? I don't know another word for it. I get to a certain point where I've just got to go somewhere and get hit in the face, or I'm just a complete jerk to everybody. There's just no other way around. It's just ingrained in me. Like I tell everybody, it's my therapy. It's not about, for me, it's never been about winning or losing. Obviously, you want to win. Yeah. But it's about pushing myself. It's about testing myself, and it's about calming the craziness in my head.
Yes.
That's just what it is.
And that's how fighters. You know, and you're a fighter too. I mean, you competed, you've done all that. So no matter what level anyone's been doing it, you get something out of it that's positive out of the training. The camaraderie that you create, right? I tell some of the kids, some of the best people I've ever met is in this sport, in the combat sport, because they're humble, they're kind. You know, there's a certain standard that these guys want to uphold. So it's a beautiful thing to see.
You never know. Somebody told me that a long time ago, not even necessarily referring to combat sports, but a gym in general. You never know who you're going to cross paths with and who you're going to meet in a gym, whether it's a combat sports gym or just a regular weight gym. I've met people all the time just throughout your life that I'm still friends with, that I did business with, that you have some sort of connection to, that'll carry on for the rest of your life, man. It's kind of crazy like that. But I want to get into asking some questions here just to kind of let the audience know a little bit more about the come up. We'll start easy. Why'd you start the organization?
You know, I had a health issue that put my career on pause, or you know, just kind of ended my career at my prime. And when you compete, you know, I'll go back a little bit. Whenever in high school, I try to play every sport, and I just wasn't good enough, right? I wasn't athletic enough, and that's what was going through my mind. So I was thinking, sports aren't for me. But realistically, what I know now is that I didn't know what hard work actually was. I would put some work in. If I didn't get to play, then I would just quit, right? And there was a definition of hard work that I had in my brain that was not going to be sufficient for life. So when you get into mixed martial arts, you learn what it really is. And I found what I loved through martial arts, and obviously started thinking, well, maybe I am an athlete. Maybe I can compete in something that's sport related. Ended up, having a pretty good career up until the health issues. And once you find your identity and it gets taken away from you, you kind of have to take a step back and figure out what's the next step here. And honestly, the come up, right? I look back to when I tried to start doing the program, and I was thinking, well, what if we try it again? It's a whole, a lot more people are watching it. It's more mainstream now. It's not the human cockfighting. It's not, people think you're bringing in violence to the school. So we partnered up with some of the close guys that I have around me, and we said, let's just try to do it. And we got into the schools, started getting into the schools that are not under OKCPS, started making ourselves known out there. And now Oklahoma City Public Schools recognizes us as one of their programs. John Marshall is recognizing us as an elective option for the kids to be able to take as a credit. And that's exactly why we started, is to give these kids an opportunity. And man, you don't even know how many messages we get, from between all the coaches of kids saying, this is what I want to do. This is what's going to take me off the streets. I just want to make my mom proud. I just want to make my grandma proud. And those are the vulnerable messages and the vulnerable conversations that we love having with these kids. And it reminds us that we are on the right path.
Absolutely. Did you ever in your wildest dreams imagine where the program would be right now, just 3 years later?
I always really thought that we would be in the schools. I mean, you've been in the training rooms, post-training rooms, and everyone talks about how it's helped them, how they should be in the schools, and they should be in front of kids, and every kid should be training some kind of martial art or combat sport or doing something tough, right? I thought it would take longer, but because of help with my great team, we're able to get there a lot quicker. I always envisioned us being in the schools. People were saying that there's no way we would be able to get in because of the violence, and but then we compare it to football and other things, right? I always thought, I didn't think this quick. I mean, in less than 3 years, we were able to get the Oklahoma City, OKCPS to recognize us and get on their radar, and just all the locations that we've created. So not this quick. I never pictured it to be, on this fast track. But that also says a lot about the sport. The fighters. The way they carry themselves. People recognize what the goal is here, right? We're not creating fighters. We're creating leaders that can protect themselves, and that's all we're doing. And it's just insane how everyone's helped out, and because of that, we're able to be here so fast.
I've always said that it's not, I would argue that football is, longevity-wise, is probably the most violent sport.
Yeah.
It's just what people are used to. People are accustomed to it. I mean, you got guys that throw a helmet on and just full speed into a car wreck. And you get up and you do that again and again and again and again and again and again and again. So it's just a matter of what the public's getting used to. And I do credit that to the more mainstream of MMA, of the UFC, and different things like that, where they realize that, hey, this isn't human cockfighting. It isn't two people going out there and fighting to the death. These guys train. They have skills. There's an art to it. It is violence. It is a fight. Let's make no mistake about it. But it's art.
Yes.
It's art, and it's beautiful art.
Yes.
My opinion. Tell everybody. And you don't have to be exact, because I know you don't have numbers here with you, but approximately right now, how many hubs and / schools do you guys have?
Yeah.
And approximately how many students you guys have all total in these programs just in year 3?
Yeah, so in year 3 right now, we were actively helping hundreds of kids, and throughout the whole 3 years, we've helped out, for sure in the thousands. I mean, been in front of so many different classes. The PE classes, you're talking 30 kids at a time. The after-school programs and the schools, we're in right under 20. So we're teaching almost 20 free classes a week, multiple locations all over Oklahoma City. So what we do, we don't have a gym. So for the people, a lot of people think that we have a gym where we have this base at, but we don't. We create relationships with other gyms that have the open space and the open time slot, because there's nothing happening between 4:30 and 5:30 typically at these kickboxing, MMA gyms, wrestling gyms. Their classes always start around 5:30, 6:30. So the way I thought is, well, let's utilize these spaces. There's no connection to the actual gym. This is just a come up. right? These kids can't go over and take classes from the paid, right, part of it, but they can come to the Come Up class, get a free session right after school. We provide transportation, right? We provide mentorship. If they need help with their homework, we have academic prizes as well. So if they hit their goals academically, we have some really cool, badass prizes for them. And all this motivates the kids in, just like a lot of sports do. It teaches them how to focus, how to work towards something. We have the bands as well. So the bands that, it's just like belts.
Oh, yeah.
I created a mixed martial arts curriculum that consists of, all the important all the important martial arts. And these kids get emotional, man. These kids get emotional when you hand them, just like grown-ups do, when you hand them a belt for your jiu-jitsu. These kids, you can imagine, that, younger, less emotionally stable than adults typically, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're just, these are tough kids.
Yeah.
You see the tears coming in, you see the happiness of them reaching these goals. And we wanted to make something on the wrist to be able to represent at all times. They can walk around and be proud of what they earned. And it's also a badge of, I want people to be able to see, oh, that kid went through the come up. He's probably respectful. He's probably a hard worker. He's probably disciplined. And he's a dangerous kid, a controlled dangerous kid. But that's the whole goal behind it. And so all these hubs, to answer your question, hundreds of kids, thousands, over 1,000 now since the 3 years that we started. And we have at least 15 locations, 20 free classes a week.
Where do you see this program, let's say, in year 10?
I want to be able to have a base, central base, to be able to, that's way before year 10, but if you're talking year 10, we're going to be copying and pasting this and going to Tulsa, going to the small towns in Oklahoma, being able to, just expand this and give kids everywhere in Oklahoma an opportunity to be able to train for free. So that's where I would love to be, is teaching, having 100 classes a week, to be able to have, to offer to kids to train and get high level training, right? We're not just some kung fu guy, we have coaches from all over, coaches from Killer Bees, from Lovatos, from American Elite, from Outsiders, so we partner up with all the different coaches and we hire them to be able to train them. So we're not just hiring anybody. We're hiring mentors, we're hiring high level trainers.
They're qualified is what you're trying to say. It's not just your strip mall McDojo.
Yeah, exactly.
These are trained fighters and coaches who's competed themselves, and on top of that, they have integrity too. So there's a level that you have to be at, not just in your training and coaching ability, but also your integrity, your mindset, all have to be right to come work for the Come Up. Correct?
That's what's the toughest part about finding mentors. It's hard enough to find a good mentor in general. Even harder to find a good mentor that knows how to teach and has some of these accolades that we're talking about, right? So yeah, I mean, if there's any gyms out there that can recommend, good stand-up, people, and we're able to, create jobs as well. I was an amateur one day, back in the day, and I know what it takes. You don't really work the 8 to 5 because you're trying to, get your training in. So we're able to be paid well, because if you want quality trainers, then you got to pay well. And then also making sure that the structures ran. So we pay well, and it's also it's a way for them to be able to make some money in a short amount of time and still have time for them to follow their careers in training when it comes to the trainers. So.
What would you say if you had one message to give to people who are on the fence about donating, sponsoring, getting involved one way or another, whether this is a worthy cause or not? You've got to convince them. What would you tell them?
First of all, we're an open book. Second of all, come check out a class. Come see the camaraderie that is built in there. Come see the intensity of these kids. Come see the focus, the way they follow directions, right? And if you saw these kids outside of the class, you might think, wow, these are a lot different kids in class than they are at school. And we want to change that. We want to be able to take them in our class, make them act the way they're acting in our class, and and be able to walk outside, go back to the schools, and be the same guy, right? The focus, the discipline, the yes sir, no sir kind of person. And we're making that happen. We have kids now that go back to their school, and we have teachers reaching out, and they ask the kids, like, where are you training at? Because I think it's really helping you. Let me get coach's number. And they reach out and tell us. And kids getting awards for the most improved at school, right? And we like to take a little credit for that.
So there's an accountability that you're teaching these kids that transfers over, not just in the discipline of training martial arts, but in their schoolwork, in their family, in their everyday lives.
We challenge them. We got to challenge, in order for you to grow, you got to be challenged. You got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. We've all heard that. And we truly challenge these kids in the workouts, right, in the training, in the academics. And that's why we create these academic prizes and these mentorship programs through the summer. We really keep them busy. When you get bored, sometimes you make dumb decisions.
All the time. All the time. That's why I own so many businesses, man.
Yeah.
It's just something to keep me out of trouble.
Yes, and these kids, the same thing. I mean, when you're young, you're bored, you're going to go find something to do. And typically it's, if you're hanging out with the wrong people, you're going to be making the choices and you're going to be more inclined to do it because you're just bored. And maybe you want some excitement. Well, and especially in the summer, we really keep them busy. We're training 2 days a week. In between two a days every single day. In between those sessions, we meet up and we talk about financing. We talk about leadership. We talk about being a good father or mother, or being a good leader, a person in general, right? Having morals. So we have these things in place to really go outside of just training mixed martial arts. I always say that's the worm on the hook. But once we get them reeled in, right, then we really start changing them and rewiring the way they think.
What would you say is your biggest challenges that you face?
The biggest challenge is fundraising. Absolutely, it is. I had to recently, take a step back to be able to focus on just the fundraising, because we want to keep this program completely 100% free for the kids. We want no hurdles for them to make excuses for them not to train. So the biggest thing is fundraising, is going to make the ask, going figuring out, doing events, doing all that, and it takes all of it. It takes all the small things, it takes all the big things, and it's a full-time beast of its own. And I'm no expert on that, but I am doing my best, and with help with people like you and others, it's been possible. And again, I'm a student of the game still. And I'm learning, and there's so many great leaders that have ran nonprofits in Oklahoma City that have taken their time, taken me under their wing, and helped me, show me the ropes, honestly. So,
what can people expect to see on November 21st?
First of all, entertainment. I mean, our main event, Myron Dennis versus David Horacio Jr. That's, first of all, I'm excited. When you mentioned that fight to me. Husky Fat, first of all, we got to make that clear. They made history for be the first ones to bring the small glove kickboxing in the U.S. And that was right here in Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
Right? So let's come support. Now we have the champion, which is Myron Dennis, and he's going to be defending his belt. So I got to talk about the main event, first of all. But second of all, we have other entertaining things coming in. It's not going to be your normal kickboxing event. Husky always brought that niche thing, as well. I want to try and bring other things to it as well. So we have a magician coming to do table magic in between fights. We have other surprises I won't mention now. But it's going to be an entertaining event of just a great vibe, because we're doing it all for the kids. Absolutely. And the kids will be there at a table. So you guys can get firsthand and hear it from them on how this has positively made an impact in their life.
And on top of that, you actually have a kid competing in this event, correct?
Absolutely. Patrick Bryans, man. He's officially our first fighter to sign a sanctioned fight. And because, trust me, we have a lot of talent, right? But that hard work has to meet the talent in order for them to, and not, like I said, the academics and everything. And Patrick, I just talked to him yesterday, and he's just so focused. His grades were going lower than what I usually tell him he needs to be at. And now he took this fight, and he was saying how things just the discipline that you get from signing a waiver of a fight, right, correlates to every part of your life. And he's like, man, my grades are going up, my diet's good, I'm feeling great, you know, I'm focused on this fight, you know, I'm not worried about girls, I'm not worried about anything else, right? And that's the beautiful thing about it. And Patrick is the epitome of the program. He's a team leader, he's one of our team captains. His academics went from here to here. He's just a great role model. He just got a job at the soccer place, the futsal place. Yeah. And he's being a mentor there to the kids, and he's just really changed his life. And he comes from a struggle. He's very private, but I won't say too much. But he comes from a very struggled and very tough life. And we were able. I'm just blessed that we were able to help him, and we were able to help him because of the effort he showed as well, and the person that he is. So we're just grateful. Absolutely, you got to be able to want to help yourself. And people don't want to help you if you have no effort, right? You got to show effort. You got to show willingness to try to change. And that's, again, he's the epitome of the program.
For people watching this, if they say, we want to not only come to this event, we want to support what you guys are doing for the city and for the state, how would they go about doing that?
Yeah, check out, obviously follow Husky Fat. First of all, they're always sharing our stuff. Should follow the Come Up Inc. Check out the comeupkids.com, and we got the link up there now, so you're able to either just donate. You can buy a ticket for $50, or if you want to be a sponsor and get a table and really get some of those promotional things back, then we sell tables at $2,500, $5,000, and $10,000. But if you want to just be a spectator, if you have someone fighting that night, then just donate, $50 for a ticket. And like I said, 100%, or like you said, 100% of the proceeds will go to the Come Up to keep expanding and to keep giving these kids an opportunity.
Absolutely, and like I tell everybody, we don't support the nonprofits where it's 97% of that money raised goes into somebody's bank account, and then 2.5% goes to somebody else, and 0.5% goes towards the cause. So I can assure you, if Husky Fat's supporting it, it's a legitimate cause. And I can also assure you that you don't want to miss the event. Those $50 tickets are a limited number of tickets. Yes. They do go directly to the Come Up Foundation. 100% you buy it directly from them. It goes directly to them. Husky Fat we don't have a dog in the fight. I would advise, at minimum, you don't want to miss this. We're going to have 4 title fights, including the heavyweight small glove title fight. Really, it's the United States small glove title is Absolutely. What it is. We can call it the Husky Fat all you want, but there's only one, and both these guys can crack.
When you're also bringing people from all over the U.S., for your events, so.
All over the U.S.
Absolutely.
We don't just limit it to Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of great fighters in Oklahoma. We got champions here in Oklahoma, but we've got our 175 champion. He's coming in from Arlington, Texas. Mm-hmm. He's yet to go the distance here at Husky Fat. He stopped everybody, including an undefeated fighter the last time. So we've got the flyweight title on the line. Kale Millett's our current champ. He is a local kid. He's just coming off winning 4 fights at TBAs. So this will probably be his last fight before he turns pro. You don't want to miss that.
That's exciting.
So it's just going to be nonstop. And on top of that, we can attest there's a vibe. There's a vibe to our shows. There's going to be even more of a vibe to this one because it's for the kids. It's for a great cause. So don't miss it. No. Don't miss it. November 21st, go to give us the website one more time.
It's thecomeupkids.com. Thecomeupkids.com.
Thecomeupkids.com. We also have a link on the huskyfat.com. We have a link that'll take you directly there as well. So either one of those will get you to the right place. But come support and enjoy the evening. It's going to be a great night.
It will, man. And I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you, Husky Fat. Thank you to all the supporters that have helped us get here as fast as we have. And we're just excited to keep growing. So let's just keep making an impact.
Let's do this.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate you.